John Lennon being dead and his killer, and the family of the killer want him to stay in jail. Why would a family? Yes, John Lennon of the Beatles. That's way before my. I don't even know if I was even in the casket myself. In the casket or before or despite me standing here. Like, subscribe, ID in the Discovery Channel. Yes, ID in the Discovery Channel. The links are provided below. Get that Discovery Go app. You might want to get that as well as ID Go app. Get those two apps. Check them out with even that. But yes, the killer of John Lennon and him, yes, still being alive and surviving and thriving and all that, despite him being in jail, right? Why would his family members, the killer I'm saying, why would his family members want him to remain in jail? Anybody remember a man by the name of Mark David Chapman? That's him in the photo. That's the one that, yes, killed Lennon. Not the clothing Lennon, no. Not even a linen closet, no. And baskets, stuff with that, no. He, in fact, yes, that's him, right? We know, yes, I'm saying, but the younger generation up under me, they don't know these sort of things. And yet to have news reporters is to say sometimes the kids might, in fact, not want to watch. And yet for them to watch somebody much more, not too much older, but somewhere around their age is for me to even be wise enough to say what they're going to see, right? And even this video being one of them. The news is dry. Sometimes I can be dry. But yes, this Mark David Chapman. Man, when I think of the Beatles, it's all type of thing. I usually go for Paul McCartney. I'm saying, in his song Let Them In, Let Them In. Anybody remember that song? Like Paul McCartney, that's way ahead of my time. And yet to step in line is to say, yes, to do a gigolo call out with even that. Let Them In. That song by, was it Paul McCartney and the Blackbirds and all? I'll get to that on another video. But yes, the Beatles. Let me go back. In relation to the gentleman, right? He was in fact a Satanist. He's a former Satanist. My fault. I'm making up new words as I go. He's a former Satanist. Yes, right? As well as a former member of the Beatles. And I said that 10 times in the opening, right? So yes, Chapman, not only with this whole John Lennon killing and all the rest, right? In relation to his parole hearing and when it arises, as in it has, right? And yet I'm a little bit late, right? All my videos are in fact late, and they should be, right? Even in the motion with discretion. I'm saying there's none there, discretion, if you notice, right? But yes, pertaining to that, this man is all of them are usually going back and forth to court with that sort of thing, right? And yet many of them may or may not be completely violent, and yet to kill somebody is to say even what's up underneath the mindset, right? The killer. And the going up for parole and all that, and people not wanting you to stick around publicly. They want to put you away so that you ain't seen and that you can't hurt anybody else, right? That in fact, anytime an assassin, because see, it's pretty rare, right? Because see, to be famous is to know, famous as John Lennon was, is to say that in fact you use the title of assassin, and yet to be an everyday individual is to not use that sort of thing, because that's only used for public figures, right? And so, but his family, the outrage that comes with that, because see, there are in fact fans out here, not only a Mark David Chapman, as in there's in fact people that hated John Lennon, as in one of them dead to begin with, right? And Mark Chapman being one of those people, but there's people with the mindset like he is, and yet there's also John Lennon fans, as we know, right? And so to set those two things is to know there's going to be public outrage even on the end of even the family member of a Mark David Chapman. Anytime there's anything up for parole. Because see, sometimes some people know the mindset of that man, and yet the public don't. Enough to not know. They know possibly his ways, right? but enough for them not to know what he might do if he was out here, as in where he might try to harm their very own family. This man, Mark David Chapman, and his family want him to stay in jail because there's family issues on the end of his family, outside of John Lennon not being his family, right? That is crazy. Because, see, the family of Chapman, yes, stated he's crazy. That's what they stated. He's crazy, and they let authorities know that sort of thing. They, in fact, go to the news. They, in fact, go to media. They, in fact, yes, be draped with everything, as in run around everywhere, making sure people know that's, in fact, why John Lennon is dead to begin with, right? To be a, yes, nutball. You got obsessive fans that do that sort of thing as well, right? Killing people and them being celebrities and all this other stuff, right? And yet the family. Because you would think by now the family would be over that sort of thing, as in him being that crazy. You would think him being in jail would possibly bring the family more closer, but as time goes on, it's making them even more so, yes, distant even the more. They don't want to be attached to any of that, is what I'm trying to say. And so, yes, the family, yes, they want authorities to let him rot behind bars. Let the crazy man, yes, rot there, right? And this too, yes, in relation to when the public asks, well, why does the family feel that way? I just stated. He could be of harm and danger to their own family, as in even that could point back to even their own childhood, or even somebody in the family that he in fact hates and wants to get over by killing even them, setting at the rest. If he that crazy, then maybe he should in fact be in a mental institution and not in jail. I'm saying based upon the family, because they would in fact have records such as family history, historical keeping and record with that sort of thing, just enough to know about their own blood relatives. Because even, yes, the sisters and all that other stuff, go ask this man's sisters. Yes, the one in jail, to be specific. So, yes, so the killer of Lennon, Chapman, his stepsister reveals she's terrified of Chapman. She's scared that he would target his own kin, such as his very own family. That's sad in itself. Didn't I just repeat? Yes, and the New York Parole Board, I'm guessing, agrees with the family because it's been stated Chapman's release would be incompatible. Yes, incompatible with the... It would completely, the release of this man up above would be, yes, incompatible with the welfare and safety of society. That's what the New York Parole Board stated themselves. Helps to have one of even those there with the lock and key. Because to not is to say even he might in fact be back out or get back out or something, right? And so Linda Walker, that's in fact the woman I just spoke on. Her name is Linda Walker. That's Chapman's stepsister once again. She stated, I pray to God his parole never plays out, and it shouldn't happen for him, not at all. If parole were to exist for even this man, her own brother, she's saying, he should get paroled to a nut house for the rest of his life. That's what she said. See what I said about the historical pieces of family members and all the stuff in which you know, and yet the public doesn't because it's not shown or whatever in mass media. The layering of what could be the psychotic issues of a yes, I was gonna say a John Wayne Gacy, I'm sorry, but a Mark David Chapman to be specific, the one individual that killed John Lennon. What all type of psychosis is up underneath that? That should in fact be revealed everywhere, all over the TV screen. Cause even fans of him, not fans of him, or possibly so, right? But even fans or hateful fans that wouldn't love a John Lennon or anybody else, right, could do that sort of thing, and I stated that already. So you in fact will want to know and understand the psychosis which could be there with that, if there was any. And yeah, I'm thinking it's not that serious for me to go kill John Lennon. I could be off doing things and have more freedom with that, as in put my time to something useful outside of getting rid of a John Lennon. What else more creative could this man did instead of killing a John Lennon? I don't know. I'm thinking maybe he would have tried to learn to sing and dance and possibly end up competing with a John Lennon or something to be his competitor. Yes. If there's distaste with that sort of thing. You might in fact want to have a rivalry match with that sort of thing, as in there's more creative ways in place of killing people. That's what I'm trying to say, right? And so, yes, Chapman, the stepsister of Chapman, she seems to have a lot of hatred for that man. She in fact does. And she lets it be loud and known and renowned with even that, without even her being famous. Did you catch that when I said renowned? That means to let somebody know all over again, and yet you're not famous, right? And yet you could be, now that your brothers or stepbrother is in fact a serial killer, and now everybody knows who the family is. That sort of thing in fact bring shame onto the family, which is too why people try to disconnect from those sort of people. Having killers and serial killers in the family is to know that family members, and sometimes beloved family members, are in fact going to disown you. The stepsister can't stand them with the passion. She in fact goes to media as well. That's probably how she deals with her grieving. Because even there is a questionable on the end of the family if there's been issues between this Chapman man, yes, up above, and yes, in relation to the stepsister and stepfather and all that. Could there have been, say, a possible planned killing? A Chapman trying to do that to his own stepfather or whoever else in the family, right? Stuff like that be hidden and all that. And yet I'm guessing even that is in media, as in it is in fact for you to research and look even that up from my own end to yours. I threw that out there as a guide. No license involved. I'm saying in driving, drive outside of here once this is all over and done in the video and look it up. Google Scholar that, or go on Google itself, right? So yes, Chapman and the killing of Lennon. That had to be devastating in itself to all Lennon's fans, and it was. Yoko. Yes, Yoko too. Yoko Ono, her as well. That's some devastation and grieving. Knowing that somebody can just kill something that's not theirs, and then everybody just bid a farewell to that sort of thing. That's sad in the process, because it's millions and billions of fans that even love Lennon and today. It's off the hook. Their family is shamed by that, because see, to know that there's a TV screen everywhere you go, and then know that everybody is going to be watching that, and now they know who all the family is to say even those family members can be threatened to death by even the own end of even John Lennon, and yes, the end of John Lennon, his own fans doing that sort of thing to this man's family members. That sort of thing, outside of the shame, along with the shame, is to how other people get killed, and possibly even Chapman's own family members, and yet it has failed to exist, and yet it could have. Because for you to be bold enough to go kill some famous person, right? Whether you wanted to be them or not, I don't know, with that sort of thing, with these killings of famous people, right? It's to say the fans are going to hate you. You bring shame on the family. I said that 10 times. That's bizarre in itself. But not only that, many of those fans that look at the family in shame, a Chapman family, is to say those fans might in fact want to go kill even the stepsister of Chapman, with them being angry at what Chapman has did to a Lennon. Fans will do that sort of thing. Michael Jackson fans are known to do all type of things, and have. Many of them in fact have committed suicide once he died. See, I'm going with this. It just is a messy dispute at the end of the day between all sides. So, the parole. That because yeah, timing and dates with that sort of thing. Okay, so the stepsister. Yeah, because more than likely, I don't think this man is ever getting out, despite a promise note, or I don't know what all the rest with that, as in what jails, judges, and Jews. I was gonna say jail judges and Jews, right? Because even some of them, in fact, work for the justice system and all that, right? And possibly making up the process as you being put to death and going to jail and all the rest, right? But with that, I'm saying shouts out to the ADL. They went with the ADL. The ADL, yes, would in fact want me to scream them out as well. So let me shout that out. But I get in trouble for even mentioning them. The ADL. Peace out with that. Love to discovery, my own, right? But yeah, so when it comes to stuff, this is just a messy ordeal. And what's so odd and weird about this sort of thing is you have assassinations of presidents, yes, and you had, you got things, you had JFK and all that, you had Martin Luther King, you had all type of assassinations, right? And it's so odd and weird that there has yet to be more assassinations in that realm, because see, even for teams of people to run corporations and even them put security with it, such as bodyguards and all the rest, is to in fact up the security once that sort of thing take place, which is why more likely it has yet to happen again. It could because even celebrity figures are a lot of times out in open air where anybody can shoot them at any time of day, and let that be the end of that, right? And yet even security measures over the years have in fact been upped a whole lot, which is why you see a lot less of that. There's metal detectors when you go to events. Sometimes you just don't even know that they're there, depending on how you get into an event. Metal detectors and all the rest, or maybe you do know. I'm saying there's all type of things able to motion detection and all that. Not lights, no. There's things to be able to detect if somebody has. In 2018, listen to me. In 2018, there's able machinery, yes, to detect whether somebody has a gun standing in a crowd, just enough for even security or bodyguards and all the rest to be able to go get that person, pull them out of the crowd and get rid of them and take them to jail and possibly make them serve time. Could be life as well, because to know that a gun was there in a crowd full of people and a celebrity, and possibly full of a crowd with many celebrities, is to say you could possibly have wanted to do an assassination, right? And so, and me saying that sort of thing, let me pause right quick. I'ma call you right. Hey, I'ma call you right back.
Okay, I got you.
Can I call you back in possibly almost into an hour?
Okay, that'll work out because I'm out and about. Okay, that'll work out.
Okay, you gonna answer up for me?
I'll talk to you later, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. I'm gonna try to get this thing off of here. I'm not good with technology. Let me get this thing off.
Let me see. Let me see. I might can end it out. Hold on.
Here we go. Okay, there we go. Come on.
You got it?
I'm not good. Okay, let me see. Okay. Let me see. Come on, how you get...
Let me pause, dear viewers. Let me pause because I'm trying to end out this video conference call. Hold on one second. I'm so sorry. I might in fact need to edit that out. Let me pause. Hold on one second, Carmela.
Okay, I got patience.
Okay. Okay, so as I was saying, yes. So John Lennon's killer, whatnot, right? But yes, when it comes to that sort of thing, it's just, this whole thing is just a mess. I might in fact need to edit that out because that's really unprofessional. But yes, hopefully they can work that out. But yes, when it comes to the correctional facility in New York State or whatnot on August 23rd, my dates is all over the place. But yes, Chapman in fact shot and killed Lennon outside of his New York City home on December 8th, 1980. Chapman serving 20 years to life, in which is so deserving to him. Yes, it is. He's being held at the Wynn Correctional Facility, yes, in New York State. The parole hearing of 2018, that sort of thing was at play as, yes, that too, right? So on August 23rd, 2018 marked Chapman's 10th parole hearing. Did you get that? The closing remarks from the stepsister of Chapman was, "I pray to God he never gets out." I wonder why with that type of thing. That is off the hook, let me tell you. It is. It's completely off the hook. But yes, we're on Discovery, right? Recommended for you if you want to check out some good shows. I got some messages coming in, so I got to speed through this. But yes, Homicide Hunter and all the rest, Fatal Vows, crimefeed.com. You click that, go to crimefeed.com, put your email address in, right? Click next and all the rest with that sort of thing, and you would in fact be served up some goodies. I'm gonna go much more thorough in my next video, but for right now I gotta end this video out. So let me know, you the viewer, what you feel about this situation, even about John Lennon being dead in 2018. What do you feel about Chapman, if you knew about the situation and all that played out with that sort of thing? Leave me the comment below. Gotta go.